So I'm Noah, and I play guitar. Like me and Riley here, we kind of swap around. We juggle the rhythm and lead a little bit.
I'm Riley, and we're 2/4 of the Refuge. I sing and play guitar and songwrite as well. Yeah. So we've been going for 10 years now, playing around. Originally from Apollo Bay, and we've kind of relocated to Melbourne, most of us. But yeah, we sort of just play sort of alt rock, hard rock sort of stuff. Sort of grunge, I guess, would be a good term for it. And yeah, just love making music.
Between like the band dynamic, you guys have been together for like 10 years, so very young. So what's it like being like, having that sort of group?
Yeah, it's like family almost at this stage. We formed when we were 14 at school. So, and we were already mates before that. Like we had known each other. Like Apollo Bay is a really small town, so I've known each other for like forever, essentially.
Pretty much, yeah.
I think like we would have went to kindergarten together. We've been a very tight bunch of friends even before playing music, and I guess through playing music it kind of like really keeps that dynamic alive a bit. Like we're just hanging out as mates, really, and we're making music and we're just doing stuff we want to do, I guess would be the way to describe it. I feel like
Totally. We just always just hung out together anyway, so it was kind of came pretty naturally. Like Raz just kind of came to us one day and said like, I've got like an idea, let's kind of start a band, I've got this cool song. And there was a few of the boys in our year level were keen to do it because we were doing, I guess, music class as well. And then we thought like, let's just start our own band. And yeah, it's like I just remember like as soon as we started playing that very first song, even though it was like such a first song, but it was so awesome. Like I'm like, this is what it is. It just felt right from the get-go, and then we just kind of rolled with it.
What's something that's influenced you in your art that you've never got to talk about?
For me, when I'm writing and stuff, I'm sort of very much in my room, sort of building stuff on a laptop, which I don't really want to do, but it's kind of the way it's sort of happened, just in the way that like I'll come up with an idea and I'll be brushing my teeth or I'll be in the shower. But it's always like, for me, I always have to see, like, I want to be inspired by everything, as you said, like whether you go out and see like a funk band or like a jazz band, or like literally, you can sort of take, it's a great thing about music is you can sort of just take from all areas and sort of pull from a range of pretty like weird stuff from whatever you're listening to, I guess. There was definitely stages where we were like more into like really old school 70s rock sort of stuff, and we were kind of making music that sounded a bit more like that. And now we've sort of gotten into a sort of more, I guess, more modern kind of sound, which is I suppose just come from like seeing a lot of the bands in Melbourne, like moving here and sort of really just trying to see as much music as possible and trying to be around it as much as possible. But I suppose I suppose it's always influenced by all kinds of art as well, like paintings and just like seeing cool visual stuff and going like, oh, like, in your head you sort of just go like, well, what would that kind of sound like if that was music? Like it could be, I don't know, a painting or something, and you sort of look at it and you go like, oh, for some reason there's something that just kind of goes, I wonder what that could, like if you were to pick up a guitar and try and play what you saw, like what would that kind of sound like?
I think like the backdrop here.
Yeah, exactly.
What does that sound like?
Exactly. That sounds like Tom Petty, I reckon. But I suppose there's always influence everywhere, and I feel like I love going to see music, and I think that's the biggest thing, like, and just seeing genres outside of your own and sort of going like, wow, okay, they did that there and they do this, and I don't know.
When people discover you and your music, what is the first thing you want them to think?
I guess straight away, like obviously you want people to actually enjoy what you're putting out. Like, but like at the same time, I'm just happy if someone has a listen. Like if I mention it to someone, like, oh yeah, I play music, like as naturally as you can. Like, oh yeah, I've got stuff out, and they go, okay, yeah, okay, and then they'll go have a listen and go, oh, actually, this is actually like produced music. It's not just like something you made in your bedroom. And it's like, I think that means everything. Just people taking their time and, you know, having to listen to what we've made.
Yeah, we're just a whole bunch of friends just making some music, and I think there's something to that, like in terms of like people, you know, if they can pick that up, that's so cool. Like for me, like that is great if they can hear that, you know, we sound like a bunch of friends just making loud, obnoxious music, then that makes me very happy.
Individually, what is your most prized possession?
My amp. If anyone's ever seen my amp, it's like a big wooden box that me and my dad made. So there's like a bit more of an attachment to that, I guess. And we kind of like drew it up, and I got some like schematics from my uncle who was like sells amps, and he measured one up for us, and we put it together just out of recycled timber. So, and everyone's always asking, what the fuck is that thing? We just call it the shelf collectively because it just looks like a bit of furniture. Yeah, but it's kind of a bastard to lug around sometimes. It's bloody heavy, yeah. But at the same time, it's like it's one of a kind. So that's definitely one of them, and that's kind of related to music and stuff. So I want to say that.
I got this old suede jacket from the 80s that was my mum's, and she used to have all these tassels off it. Like it's got one of those crazy like cowboy jackets. I absolutely love it. Like it's this brown kind of real 70s looking. Looks crazy. But she cut all the tassels off in the 80s because she's like, oh, this looks like lame as fuck. Like, and I went and put all the tassels back on it. I got somebody to put them back on. So absolutely love that jacket. That's the only extra one I got to add.
How important is it, like, that you guys are from Apollo Bay? How important is that to your music, to the art of it?
Yeah, I'd say it's massively important. Just because, like, and even though there isn't a heap of bands in Apollo Bay, there sure are, like, there's a lot of musicians who... Well, there is a lot of bands, I guess, for the amount of people that live there. Like, it's like there's a lot of music happening there.
A lot of good bands from there as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Or us.
Yeah. Like Vasco Era was one of, like, you know, someone we always looked up to, and there's definitely people like, there's a girl called Catalina who has a project called Out of Time, which she's kind of working up here at the moment as well, and the Fillmore Brothers were another band from there. So, you know, there's like a lot of bands there, but I think the importance of just being a bit isolated from everything and is a major factor in why we kind of play the music we probably play. Like, you know, I think most of my influences come from like sitting in the car with Dad on the way to school, like literally like a 40-minute drive to school, and just listening to like Nirvana and stuff. But yeah, I mean, like, it's super, I think because we're, you know, all from there, we're all mates from there, I think like Apollo Bay is like a massive part of like who we are in terms of a band for sure. And I think like, yeah, almost being like forced, like just being so bored, I guess. Being from such a small town, you're always so fucking bored. Like, yeah, there was nothing for me to do, at least. I can't speak on behalf of you, but I lived a long way out of town, so I was just kind of hanging by myself and just playing guitar whenever I could and singing and learning to sing and making up songs. So, yeah, like that was imperative, really. I'm not that bored ever now, which is tough. It's something I've had to deal with because I'm like, I've got to make time to really make music now because there's so much going on and there's, you know, so many bands to see, you know.
Yeah, just an extension of that. I don't think we'd even be together if we weren't from there.
Yeah.
Because such a small group, like friend group we had, because there wasn't that many people at our school anyway. So I think we just got super lucky. We're all the same age, all into the same kind of music at the same time, you know. And they're obviously the chances of that happening with like less than 20 people in your year level. So like the stars aligned, I think, for us, and we just yeah, it just happened.
Yeah.
And then in that, I don't think if we were in a massive school, maybe in a different place, it might not have happened. So
What is the best live show you've ever been to?
Such a hard question, but I'm gonna have to say Queens of Stone Age at Torquay about 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago maybe. Very recent. It was an absolute awesome gig. My mind was blown. I've seen them before, but I think it was kind of pretty cool seeing them down on the coast, and yeah, definitely heroes of ours. Yeah, awesome gig.
I almost want to say the same one because that was really awesome, and that's definitely like one of our major influences, and like it's awesome to see them live. But also a recent one, which I wouldn't have expected, was actually the Black Country New Road set.
Yeah.
At Golden Plains that we were at last week, which kind of blew my mind because it was just so different and unlike like anything I'd ever heard. It was like a magical world that were taking us to, and it was just like perfect time of day, just getting dark, and it had been like such a hectic couple of days, like so hot, we're all exhausted, and then just like this magical band comes on, and it was like, oh my god. And just I guess I just had not much like expectations going in. It was like, this is a band that I wanted to see, and they were incredible. But at the same time, I don't want to look past like any like rowdy pub gigs that we've been to.
Yeah,
like they're always fun, just with your friends. Like there was a locales gig in Port Campbell where I don't remember much of it, and it was awesome. Like just like shows like that are also like some of the highlights, definitely. But yeah.
If you could remove or change one thing from the music industry, what would it be?
There's a lot of toxic masculinity around, which is pretty fucking nasty, and no one should have to put up with that. There's that, and there's also, there's still unfortunately a lot of just people that are around that have hung around for a long time that are just sort of dicks, or they're just they just ruin things for everyone. I feel like, and it's kind of, music's a place where everyone should feel like really welcomed and a part of something. And I think like when you've got really nasty people just making it hard for everyone, I think it's just like that's one major thing I'd take away for sure. I think there's obviously we're a band of all guys, and obviously that's you can take that for what it is, but it's definitely like we try and make music that isn't reflective of the sort of the stereotypes of being in a rock band. I guess like we kind of want to look past that, and I love rock music, but there's a lot of problems with it, especially older stuff. It's very greasy, very like you don't really kind of want to be part of that, I guess. It's really like tough because it's music I love, and music I love to make, and music that I love being part of, but it's definitely like some of the older people that are hanging around and in the rock music world are kind of like you hear their takes and stuff, and it's just fucking shit, and it really just destroys it for me as well. Like I'm like, fuck, I don't want to be associated with this person anymore. So that's a major thing for sure. Just anything discriminatory about stuff. Like music's for everyone. That would be my major take, I guess.
Yeah, I guess an extension on that, just make it for everyone. There's like a lot of, I guess, elitism and exclusivity, and like people acting like they're the shit, which I guess like it comes naturally. Like when you start getting treated like a rock star, you start acting like one. But I think there's a lesson to be learned, like just staying a little bit humble with your music, and like that's definitely like stuff that we think about when we're making our music, and just making it like you don't want to be nice to everyone. Basically, don't act like a dick. after the show or before the show, just be friendly, and people are there to see you, like make them feel welcome, and and like pay your artists more, Spotify and all yous. Yeah, what's going on there?
That's a great take.
Who should we interview next?
Yeah, a couple of our mates, Arabelle and the Heist, I am repping here. They're absolutely awesome. They make great music, and they're an awesome live show.
They're on the rise.
They're on the rise, absolutely. Yeah, they're doing great stuff. They're busy. They're a hard-working band. Same with the Maggie Pills as well. They're really... they've got to be the hardest working band, I reckon, in Melbourne. They're playing almost... I feel like they're playing every night, but yeah... they're two good options. Willie J and the Bad Books, another great band from Melbourne. They're definitely like doing some really great stuff. They play really kind of bluesy sort of 70s rock stuff, but it's just so much fun when you see them play, and great guitar work, great singing, awesome band, just tight as hell. You got to try and get Genesis Owoso if you can. That's so high fluting, but like that would be so cool. Love his music.
Maybe like Dole Manchild. There's a lot of them. They're really cool.
Do you have anything more you want to say?
Thank you. Thanks for having us as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Appreciate the platform.
I love what you're doing.
Yeah, we appreciate the platform and and what you're doing. But
love what you guys are doing. And yeah, love each other. Have a good time. We're on stolen ground, and just be nice to everyone. Would be my take to end out. Too easy.